Hey guys, Mr. Edwards here, Centreville High School Automotive Technology. Today we're going to be doing a quick review video for you guys on RoadForce balancing tires, using our RoadForce tire balance machine here. Something that you guys did hands-on last year when you were here, for some of you for the past couple of years. Most of this is going to be a review. There are going to be, for most of you, a couple new things though that you learn here as well. Some of the other cool things this machine can do to help us have our car going down the road as smoothly as possible. Even though it's a review, I need you guys to pay attention as closely as you can, because it's been several months since you guys have been in here working on stuff hands-on, and once we come back here, I need you guys to be able to pick stuff up, and we got to start moving. So we're going to get started here and go through the basics of RoadForce balancing tires. Also, anytime that we're working on anything, obviously, you guys want to make sure you have your safety glasses on, and we'll go ahead and get started. So the first things that I need to do is turn the air pressure on, because this machine is partially powered by air pressure. So I need to turn the compressed air on, and I need to turn the electronics of the machine on, the computer. So air pressure, obviously we have our handle on the wall, and then remember to turn the computer or the machine on, come around behind it. In the middle of the back of it, there's a switch that you turn on, and it'll start to boot up. And we're ready to go. So we've got a tire here that we're going to go ahead and balance. And remember, tire balancing is something that we do anytime that we have a tire that's been off the rim. So whether that be putting a brand new tire on, taking a tire off to put an internal patch on it to repair it, or any other type of service, anytime the tire's been off the rim, we have to balance it again so that it goes down the road nice and smooth, has weights on it to balance it out. We also do it as a maintenance interval. Tires over time, as they wear, may get out of balance. We put them on the balancer so the car rides down the road as smoothly as it possibly can, and the tires wear as evenly as they possibly can. So with our tire here, first thing we need to do is take off any old wheel weights that are on it. Make sure you look for clip-on and stick-on wheel weights that might be on the inside of the rim. So I see one clip-on there, so we're going to go ahead and pop that off. Remember, old wheel weights get recycled. They don't just get thrown in the trash can, so we need to put them in the bucket so that this can get recycled. We don't just put them up here on the machine either. I'll check the inside here, and I don't see any wheel weights on there, and I do not see any stick-on wheel weights either. I also need to get this center cap out of here so that we can mount our rim and tire assembly up on the machine. So to do that, I need any sort of blunt object, such as our tire iron from our tire machine here. I need to come in here, just poke out that center cap. Do not leave this center cap just laying on the floor. As you guys know, this is plastic. You step on it, break it in half. This is an old rim, old car. It might be really hard to find one of these to replace it if we snap this thing in half, and it won't look real pretty without that in the middle of the rim there. So be careful with this. We'll set it off to the side. The next thing that I need to do is find a centering cone to go in the middle of our rim so that we can mount it up on the machine and have it rotate nice and smooth. So find a centering cone that from the back of the rim, I'll flip this around so you all can see, goes about halfway through, not all the way through, but does start to go through. So this one's too big. Oh, look at that one there. It goes about halfway through. I'll flip it around so you all can see again and hold it. See how it comes about halfway through, and that one should be all good. So I'll go ahead and slide this on the machine, on the arm of the balancer. So with my centering cone on the machine now, I can bring my wheel and tire over. And remember, I want the outside of the rim, so the part of it that would be facing out on the car, facing out from the machine. So I'm going to lift it up, slide it on here, up on the centering cone, and then get our lock nut, get it started on there. Put it all together, hold that brake pedal, get it good and tight. Now I can come over here. Remember, this is not a touch screen. Don't start poking on my screen on this thing. These buttons correlate K1, K2, K3, K4. So what do we want to do? We want to balance K4. All right, so we're on our balance screen here. First thing that I need to do is check my tire pressure. So remember the tire pressure gauge down here on the front of the machine. Bring it out here, and it's going to take me over to my tire pressure screen. And this car just so happens to want 32 PSI in the tires, which is what it's already set at. So come over here, hook up our tire pressure gauge on the valve stem. And it's going to add a little bit of air. When our tire turns green and it beeps at us, we're all good to go. Make sure this gets hung back up, otherwise it won't let us go any further. We don't want to damage our tire pressure gauge. Put our valve stem cap back on. Now I need to take my measurements. So remember, we have that outside measuring arm that's kind of hidden around the corner there. And then we have our inside one right there, that silver piece. So I'm going to take my inside measurements first, and it's going to pop up on the screen there as soon as I move that arm. Watch. As soon as I move this arm, our measuring screen popped up. So I'm going to take it and put it right on the inside rim lip and step on the brake pedal. Took my measurements. Now my outside, bring it down right on the rim lip. Took my measurements. There we go. So I've got my measurements taken, my tire pressure's set, all of our old wheel weights are off. I can go ahead and lower the hood. And it's going to ask me again, did we set the tire pressure? And we can say, because we just had that tire pressure gauge on there, that yes, it's been set. And it's going to come down and start balancing our tire. Oh, we're going 70 miles an hour. All right, so we want 1/2 ounce of weight on the inside of the rim. Now, this rim is an aluminum rim, and you guys have to keep in mind the difference between aluminum and steel wheel weights that you guys have seen in the past. The main difference being the size of the clip that holds it to the rim lip of the rim. This is an aluminum weight right here, like the one that we're going to use. See how much bigger this clip is compared to a steel weight, which is just a real tiny thin clip? Because the rim lip of an aluminum rim is going to be so much bigger, there is no way you could hammer on this thing for 3 days and you will not force this weight onto an aluminum rim. Versus a aluminum weight will fit right on that rim lip. With a steel rim, if you put this weight on there, it would fly right off going down the road. Versus a steel rim with a thinner rim lip, this will fit on there nice and snug and balance the tire out. So make sure you're using the correct type of weight for the rim that you are balancing. In this case, this rim is a aluminum rim, so I'm going to get 1/2 ounce of aluminum weight over here. The other thing you guys notice, I'll zoom you in maybe so you can see a little bit better right there. Our RoadForce, which is this little graph right here, came in below our maximum amount, so that's good. That means that there's no massive imperfections in our rim or tire here. So we have RoadForce that's below the maximum. That means that we can balance this out with just putting a little bit of weight on the inside of it, 1/2 ounce. and be good to go down the road. So I'm going to come in here and hold on to my brake. Let's say accidentally I bumped this and it got off from being with that green arrow right up at 12 o'clock. I'll move you guys so you can see the screen again. All right, so our arrow, which was right up at 12 o'clock and green, isn't anymore. Well, I can do what I just did, which is basically just rotate the tire around until it turns green again. But sometimes you'll go back and forth and never get it quite right. So if I just come in here, this is a cool trick for you, and hit this green start button, look what it does. Takes it right up back up to 12 o'clock. I'm going to move you guys back down here, look at the tire, and I'll do the same thing. I'm going to push it off from 12 o'clock a little bit, come in here and hit the green button. Moves it right back to 12 o'clock. And this is another really cool thing, it automatically puts the brake on, so no matter how much I try to move it again, it'll always bring it right back up to 12 o'clock. So I'm going to come in here and hold the brake pedal right at 12 o'clock. Tap on our ½ ounce of weight. And then we'll go ahead and lower the hood to check spin it. And we are all good to go. Now, this is something new for the majority of you guys, and this is a cool feature that this machine has. We are going to tag, a numbered tag, this tire, because when you guys are balancing 4 tires on a car, whether it be to put 4 new tires on the car or just doing it as a maintenance interval, we want to have the car go down the road as smoothly as possible. And one of the ways that we can do that is by letting this machine tell us where to put each rim and tire on the car so that it rides as smoothly as it possibly can. See for K4 right there, the colored tags and numbers. We are going to press that button and it's going to tell us it's going to tell us a number that it's going to give this tire, 1 through 4, this being the first tire, it's going to give it number 1 and tell us the colored tag to put on it and store it in the memory of this computer. And once we've balanced all 4 tires, it's going to tell us where to put each one on the car so that it is a nice, smooth riding car. So I'm going to come in here and press that button with the colored tags for K4. And it'll switch me over to a screen and it's got a blue flashing number 1 tag on it. Similar to this one right here. See the hole on it? It's going to slide onto the valve stem to number this tire and mark it for when we have all 4 balanced. So I'll come here and hit OK, and it's going to apply the number 1 tag to the tire that we just balanced, all the data stored from that, and we can move on. Slide our tag on the valve stem, just like that. Now I can go ahead and get this tire back off the machine. Set our lock nut up out of the way. Slide this rim and tire down and put it off to the side. This one's done. Also, don't forget to put your center cap back in now that we're done balancing. So now I'm going to go ahead and balance these other 3 tires as well for this car, and I'm going to tag them as well, numbers 2, 3, and 4, and then in just a minute you're going to see that I've got 4 balanced tires with 4 different colored numbered tags on the valve stems, and then I'll show you where this machine wants us to put them on the car so this car goes down the road as smoothly as it can. Tire number 2 did something really rare here. It balanced out with no weight put on it. Now, I will tell you guys, when you're using this machine, if you have a tire that when you first spin it comes out as okay without putting any weight on it, that can be a red flag, because a lot of times the machine will register that when the tire is actually just a little bit loose. So I strongly encourage you guys, if you have a tire that automatically comes out as okay with no weight, double check and make sure that the rim and tire aren't loose. The lock nut didn't come loose. I already checked that on this one. I spun it twice. It told me it needed no weight, which is extremely rare, but I've seen it happen numerous times. And our RoadForce number is really good, and I'll zoom in on that for you. So tire 2 needed no weight put on it. We're going to come in here, tag it as number 2, red number 2, hit OK. And see how a vehicle starts populating itself, starts generating itself here now. Looks kind of like the layout of the chassis of a car. We have a steering wheel up there, obviously, for the driver's seat. Tire 1, tire 2, and we're going to have a layout of 4 tires here when we're done. And this machine is going to tell us exactly what to do with them. Tire 3, again, our RoadForce number is good, well below the limit. And only needs a ½ ounce on the inside of it. And that balanced out okay, so I'll come in here, hit our number button again, and get a green number 3 tag to put on that one. One more tire on our car here. And again, another ½ ounce on the inside. So these tires actually balance out extremely similarly to each other. And our RoadForce was terrific on this one as well. Extremely below the maximum. Go ahead and put that ½ ounce on it. And we are A-OK. So we'll come over here for our last one, hit that number button again, get us a yellow number 4 to put on the tire. And now it's going to take us to a screen here that has our car layout, if you will, with all 4 tires with numbered tags. And it's going to automatically take us to this screen. You can get back to it if you accidentally leave it. The only thing you absolutely do not want to do is turn this machine off, because by turning it off, you erase all the memory, and if you want to get back to this, you would have to rebalance all 4 tires. So do not let this machine turn off for any reason. I'm going to click Show Least Vibration right there, and see how it moved them around there? It's showing us where we want to have these to have the least amount of vibration coming from our wheel and tire assemblies. The driver's front is where number 4 is going to go. The passenger front's where number 2 is going to go. Driver's rear for number 3, passenger rear for number 1. So now I have 4 nicely balanced tires with our numbered tags on them that you can see there. I'm going to take these over to the car and put them where the machine told us to put them on the car. And then I can come back over here and turn my machine off. Don't forget that. And once you have the tires on the car, don't forget to take these tags off the rim. I've actually seen cars driving down the road with these spinning along with the wheel. And you think to yourself, oh, well, some shop's pissed. Not to mention, you might have a pretty pissed off customer if they get out of their car and see these hanging off of their wheel. So make sure you take all 4 of these off and put them back where they belong on the machine. So now I've got all 4 of my tires mounted up on the car in the order that our RoadForce balancer here told us to put them, so that it'll go down the road with the least amount of vibration possible and be nice and smooth. I can now go over here and click continue. It'll take us back to our home screen, and I can go behind the machine and turn off our air pressure and computer, and we are all good to go. Alright guys, so that's it. That was a good little review for you guys on RoadForce balancing tires, and hopefully you learned something new with the tagging of numbers on the tires, so that we have 4 nice tires going down the road as smooth as possible. Make sure you guys fill out the questions that go along with this video so that you can get credit for it, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.